Hey there, YouTube coin community. It's Dustin with CoinOp, and today we are going to take a look at some repunchment marks over at the RPM group on Facebook. So let's dive right on in. All right, well, we are going to start this video off over at the RPM group on Facebook. Now, this group right now only has 531 members, and the group only focuses on repunchment marks. Well, repunchment marks, over mint marks, that type of stuff, anything dealing with the mint mark. And this is a great group. Art Ring, who's a close friend of CoinOp, does a lot with this group. I believe this is his group. But he has a lot of great postings over here with just fabulous RPMs. Art Ring has a fantastic eye. So I wanted to show you the RPM group, but I wanted to give you an example of some of the stuff that they post over there. So if you are into repunchment marks, this is definitely a Facebook group that you would want to be a part of. So we're going to come on over here to the RPM group. We are also going to use for this video Variety Vista. So if you are not familiar with Variety Vista, this is from Dr. James Wiles. This is a great website to look up double dies and repunchment marks. So we're going to use Variety Vista. Now we're going to come down, we're going to start this one out with a few examples of wheat cents. So we're going to click on LWC RPMs, which is Lincoln Wheat Cent RPMs, 1909 through 1958. And we're going to come right here to the bottom of this page, and we're going to click on RPMs. And you'll see it's going to pull up a date list. It does have some Indian head cents, Lincoln cents. But then anything that is in blue, there are repunchment marks for. Lots of them. There are lots of repunchment marks to be looking for. So if you enjoy just coin searching in general, repunchment marks is absolutely a way to go. There's a lot of great repunchment marks out there. I have found tons of them over the years. I love pulling out the repunchment marks. So we're going to start over here in the Facebook RPM group. This is the RPM group on Facebook. We're going to take a look at some of these examples from Art Ring. Okay, right here, he's got a 1954D Lincoln Cent RPM. This is a D over D over D, north and south. And I guess his is a mid-die stage. Now, Art goes, and he fully attributes them. He even attributes the die stages. He will use comparables with his images. So these are his images. Here's a comparable of it over on Copper Coins, which is another great website and great database to use. And then he also puts the correct attribution for each of the websites up here. So if you're over on Variety Vista, which uses Konicas, Copper Coins uses this one, and John Wexler uses this one. So he's got it all right there. Now, this is a 1954 Lincoln Wheat Cent, and this is the D over D over D. We're going to take a look at this picture. It's a little pixelated, but if you're taking a look at the primary mint mark, here's the primary mint mark, to the north, directly to the north, and this is a very wide spread for a repunch mint mark, you are going to see an obvious secondary repunching right underneath of it. It's another D. And then down on the bottom of it to the south, directly to the south, you can see remnants of a secondary repunching. So this one has your primary mint mark and your secondary and another one yet. So this is a triple repunched mint mark. Now, if we were to go over to Variety Vista, go down to 1954D, should be the very first one, and here it is. And this is RPM 1, DDD north-south. Also listed as FS501. But here you go. Here are some excellent images on Variety Vista of it. You can see that D mint mark with the secondary D directly north of it. You can see the other secondary mint mark to the south of it. And this one shows you the different stages of this repunchment mark. This is a very beautiful repunchment mark. So really wanted to show you that one. That is a great find. Now, while we are taking a look at the 1954D, we should also take a look at this beautiful 1954S that is listed as RPM 4 that Art Ring had posted. This one is really cool. There are some really nice repunched S mint marks in the wheat cent series. I really like seeing some of the spreads on these. I like seeing these big splits. But on this one, here's the reverse. Here's the reverse. And there it is up close. You can see very obvious separation right here. See how broken up it is. And there's his comparable over on Copper Coins. We're going to take a look over on Variety Vista at the 1954 S. And his is RPM 4. And here's an example that they have. It's just beautiful. All right, here is one posted by Art Ring to the RPM group. Now, keep in mind, I'm only showing you a handful of some of these really beautiful repunch mint marks that he has posted in this group. But this is the 1956D RPM 1. This is in the Konicka's Top 100. I'm sure a few of these that I'm showing you are. But this is a very, very strong, naked eye visible repunch mint mark. If you're looking at that mint mark and you look right here slightly to the west of it, you can see repunching. There it is, blown up big time up close. And there it is on doubledie.com. We're going to take a look at it over here on Variety Vista. This is the 1956 RPM 1 1956D. So let's back on up. We'll go to 1956D. Click on that, and the very first one, the FS501 1956D RPM 001. And there it is. There's some beautiful magnified images. Now, there are some die markers that you can look for, but believe me, when you see that repunch mint mark, you know exactly which one you have. Now, just so you know, there are lots of repunch mint marks, even for just the 1956. But for many of these years, there's multiple different repunch mint marks that you can be searching for. Now, the thing with repunch mint marks is some of them can bring some really nice money. Some over mint marks can bring really good money. But for the most part, most repunch mint marks don't bring a whole lot of extra value. They might bring a couple extra bucks, upwards of 10, 20, sometimes $30, $40, depending on the condition. However, if you're thinking about it, if you're coin searching and you bought a bag of wheat pennies and you only paid 5 cents a piece for them, and you found this 1956 D over D, and you only paid a nickel for that penny, well, you definitely made out like a bandit, because you can sell this in 10, 15 bucks in a circulated example. So you definitely made out really well. So for me, it is definitely worth my time to look for these. Here is a 1958D Lincoln Cent. This one is listed as RPM 5 with Konicka. John Wexler has it listed as WRPM 3. Now this is the 1958D Lincoln Cent RPM. Now this one's listed as RPM 5. And if you're taking a look at the primary mint mark, you see that nice primary mint mark right there. And underneath of it, just rotated, is the secondary mint mark. So this is a beautiful example of a rotated repunch mint mark. Let's take a look at it over on Variety Vista. That was number 5. There it is. Some beautiful images of it. Now, they do list some values for things, and I do agree with a lot of the values that they have here. So if you were to take a look, like examples in this one, are very fine to an AU example. They trade for between $3 and $7, $8. Uncirculated examples trade for 10, upwards of $75. That's about accurate. Okay, we're going to take a look at a couple modern repunch mint marks that Art has posted. Now, keep in mind, as I stated, I'm only showing you a small handful of what he has found. This is a 1960D, D over D. This one is RPM 1. This is in the Konicka's Top 100 RPM list as well. This is a very beautiful, strong repunched mint mark. There's some beautiful, beautiful pictures of these. Now, this one, the repunching is directly to the west of the primary mint mark. So if you were taking a look at the primary mint mark, you can see repunching directly to the west of it. Let's get a better picture. Directly to the west. And let's go take a look at that over on Variety Vista. Now for this one, we're going to take a look at LMC, Lincoln Modern Cent RPMs, 1951 through 1989. In 1989, they changed how the mint marks were done on the die. It was no longer added afterwards. So we are going to go to RPMs. And this time we're going to go to 1960D. Now there are a lot of 1960 RPMs. There's tons of them. Just tons of them. But we are going to take a look at RPM 1, also listed as FS 501. And as I stated, this is a very strong mint mark with repunching directly to the west. This isn't Konicka's top 100. This is just a great one to look for and a great one to find. And they do have values listed for it. And in circulated conditions, it looks like these run for just a couple bucks. Uncirculated examples, though, they run anywhere from between $6 upwards of 65, 65, 75 bucks. So there you go. Okay, here he has a 1964D Lincoln Cent RPM. This is DD West. This one is listed as, Konica has it listed as RPM 2. We're going to take a look at this one. Now this one, it's nowhere near as strong as that 1960 that we saw, but the repunching is directly to the west, just like that one. So here's your primary mint mark, and if you look right here, you can see most of it, and it just fades off. But you can see the secondary mint mark directly to the west, right underneath of that primary mint mark. So we're going to take a look at that. Here it is right here, 1964D RPM-2. And there's a beautiful image of it. You can see it directly to the west. Now there are some nice die markers that you can look for. Variety Vista does have that all listed over there. So I do suggest checking them out. Now we're going to take a look at one more over here, one more of Art Rings in the RPM group. We are going to take a look at a very beautiful find. This is a 1970S, S over S. This one is RPM-001. This is a beautiful repunch mint mark for 1970. So we're going to take a look at it. And, wow, these are beautiful examples. Jeez, these are two of them that he found. These are just extremely beautiful examples. So here you go. Wow, these are beautiful. This is a really strong repunch mint mark with the San Francisco mint. You can see the primary mint mark, and directly to the north, you can see a secondary mint mark. Let's take a look at that over on Variety Vista. We're going to go to 1970S. Here it is right here. That is just beautiful. Beautiful repunch mint marks. So there you go. That is some images that you can find over in the RPM group on Facebook, which is a fantastic group. Lots of repunch mint marks posted. Well, right here, he just posted this one not too long ago. This is a 1970D RPM 5. I've actually found a few of these before. You can see the repunching just north of the primary mint mark. But you're going to see all kinds of just beautiful repunch mint marks that some of the members have found. So I do suggest, if you enjoy repunch mint marks, searching for these things, talking about these things, showing them off, well, this would be a great group for you. That is a beautiful 1958 repunch mint mark. But this would be a fantastic group to go check out. So there you go. Something to do for this beautiful Easter day. Okay, YouTube coin community, just a heads up. If you were to head over to Amazon or onto Kindle, I do have a new book out called Undervalued Coins for Investing. Now, I recently did a video series, a 3-part video series on coins for investment, and that was the basis of this book. Now, this book goes into much greater detail about various coins that I feel you can get right now for very little money that is definitely going to increase drastically in value. Some of these coins you could get for a couple $100, and there's less than 200 known surviving examples. So those are only going to go up in value. So if you're into things like that, go over to Amazon, take a look at my book, check it out. order a copy for yourself. Well, there you go. We definitely hope you enjoyed seeing these repunched mint marks. Definitely hope you enjoyed seeing the RPM group over on Facebook. I will have a link posted down below if you'd like to go check out that group for yourself. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, click on that subscribe button. And while you are at it, click on the notification bell. That way you get notified immediately we upload new content. Well, everyone, until next time, have fun.